No, we are not going to die. Your father is going to be here soon, and it'll be all over.
Well, why isn't he here now? He knew we were coming. You can bellyache all you want about his staying away, but if he's not here, it's because he's dead. And he's not coming, I know it.
Hello, Now Playing listeners. This is Arnie, and I am here to talk to you about what's been called the most dangerous movie ever made, Roar. You may not have heard of this film. It was made in the 70s and released in 1981, only in Australia. But it was starring and directed by Noel Marshall, and also starred his wife, Tippi Hedren, and Tippi's daughter, Melanie Griffith, as well as Noel Marshall's sons. But really, the stars of the movie are the over 100 untrained lions, tigers, cougars, and elephants that made this film a living hell to make. It's a movie Stuart's been passionate about for over a decade, and he's really excited to be able to discuss it as the ultimate final episode of Now Playing's Spring Donation Drive. I'm going to give you a clip from our bonus show available today and let you hear from Stuart himself about this film and why he's excited to talk about it. Then I'll be back on the other side to tell you how to hear this bonus review.
Today we're talking about Roar, starring Tippi Hedren, Melanie Griffith, Noel Marshall, John Marshall, Jerry Marshall, Chalo Mativo, directed by Noel Marshall. This is Brock, co-host of Now Playing.
Directed by Noel Marshall and all the lions, tigers, and cheetahs, you know.
Oh, that's right. And also starring Ricky the Lion, or... Yes, exactly.
It's Stuart.
And this is the Now Playing co-host whose whole life is based on dominance, Arnie.
So, Stuart, this is a movie you have been looking forward to talking about with us for a very long time.
Yeah, it's the missing piece between the two movies we talked about. We talked about The Birds, the start of Tippi Hedren's career. And then in Birds 2, we're like, why is she in here for 5 minutes? Did she need money? And now here comes the answer, right? Here's a very large piece to Tippi's story. To me, it feels like the perfect conclusion to The Birds. It's kind of a quasi-sequel in my mind. But I'm imagining you guys never heard of this movie until I said, oh my God, it's my chance to do Roar.
No, I've never heard of it before. I just know it from the myriad of references you've made to it over the years. And when I have mentioned it to people that I was going to watch it or I have watched it, they never heard of it either. So it's a little bit obscure.
It's a lost film.
Yeah, I agree. I'd never heard of this. I'd heard of it before this season because you've talked about it on the show many times and off the show many times of, oh my God, so many people were hurt. Oh my God, you've got to see this. It's absolutely terrifying. But that's all I knew. I knew Jan de Bont lost his scalp to a lion, and really stupid people made this movie without knowing what they were doing and went bankrupt because of it. That's what I knew before pushing play.
Actually, I'm surprised this did not get more attention, 5 or 6 years ago now, during the pandemic. The Tiger King show on Netflix was a big deal about this woman in Florida who had all these tigers and may or may not have fed her ex-husband's body to the tigers to get rid of the evidence. That was big, so you would think if any time this movie would have come back into the cultural zeitgeist, it could have been then.
It was a little early. Americans discovered this in 2015. Alamo Drafthouse, they had a distribution wing, and they would put out silly, quirky, lost films that people enjoyed laughing at. Birdemic, for example, was one that they released. And I remember being in LA at the time, the press around Roar. I think the problem is, Brock, if you showed people Roar, they'd be like, what the hell is this? If you tell people about Roar, they get sucked in. You don't want to talk about Roar the movie. You want to talk about how Roar the movie got made, right? What is the story? How did this perfect storm come together that allowed such an awful spectacle to happen? I mean, on its face, I don't think it's any surprise. This film is absolutely terrible, and everyone, including cast and crew, can admit to that. Everyone has apologized for what has been done here. but it was done with sincerity and love and determination. And it's unlike any other film you'll probably ever see in your life. So I think if you're that kind of filmmaker, you like midnight movies, cult films, The Room, you're going to want to check out Roar. At least I did. And yes, it's almost like you're in the cult. You run up to people, do you know about Roar? Do you want to see Roar? If they seem like a person that has those sensibilities, you want them to see what you saw.
And how many people besides us have you converted to the Roar train?
I saw it with my roommate back in 2015 or 2016 when it hit DVD, Blu-ray. We screened it. The problem was we looked so hysterical. I mean, we were just babbling, oh my God, the lion and rip the hair, blah, 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 scalp, blah, blah, blah. Like when we would tell people, they'd be like, I don't think I want to see that. Never mind. Like in the moment, we just looked like crazy people that were on some kind of amphetamine high. And we just kept going roar, 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 roar. And people didn't want to be on the drug we were on. Over the years, I've shown it to a few people, but this is my opportunity to let the largest number of people I know why I'm obsessed with this film 10 years later.
I feel like a sample size. I feel like a guinea pig. I did mention to my wife about this, and you got to hear this movie. She's like, oh, I heard about Melanie Griffith getting bit by a lion, but did not know the extent. So before this movie came out, Stuart, before you saw it at Alamo, or before you got the gist of it, had you heard rumors or tellings of... Nothing.
I don't think anyone knows about this film. I think it was Alamo Drafthouse that dug this out of somebody's closet, put it out there. And, well, you asked me who I tried to convert. You know what I actually tried to do? Tippi Hedren came to the Santa Monica Public Library, and I went there to confront her. I was mad. I was like, you know what? I am going to get up there at that Q&A, and I'm going to tell her what I think, how terrible of a mother and person she is for having done this to her family. And I chickened out. I couldn't do it. I got there, and you know what? They were talking about other things anyway. They were talking about the Birds and Hitchcock, and Roar never even came up. So, there was a lot of old people. There wasn't a lot of young, hip folks. And, after the old people asked, what was it like to work with Sean Connery? I just didn't feel like I could go up there and abuse this Hollywood legend. So I just creeped away instead and went, boy, she's just awful.
You're telling me that there were no young, hip people at a public library to see Tippi Hedren? I don't believe you.
You're right. In L.A., there was nothing else. People had better things to do, apparently. I don't get it. But anyway, I have sat with this movie a lot, and part of my desire to come back to it is to try to bring more humanity to my understanding of Tippi Hedren. I don't want to believe that she's an evil mother and idiot starlet. It's so easy to say these are stupid people, and I think anyone watching this will have that impression. I wanted to dig deeper. I wanted to go, they're not stupid people. So how did they do such a stupid thing? So I have gone and read not one, but two Tippi Hedren autobiographies. She wrote one right after this, 2 years later. And then she wrote her whole life story that came out, about 10 years ago. I think that's why she was at the library. She was promoting her book. Or whatever. So I actually read it, and I saw all the bonus materials. I saw a couple different cuts of this movie, and I really tried to absorb how does someone that starts out working in the Birds for Alfred Hitchcock 20 years later wind up broke, scarred, literally and emotionally, and this is her biggest film after The Birds and Marnie. This is number 3. How does that happen? So that was really what I hope to do when coming back to this, was explore that. I think you begin at The Birds, and we talked a little bit about it, but I think it's worth underlining a little bit more. Tippi Hedren was really abused on the set of The Birds, and particularly Marnie.
So if you'd like to hear all about Roar and many, many other Animal Attack movies, today's your last chance to do it. Now Playing Podcast does biannual donation drives, during which you, our listener, keeps Now Playing operating and able to roar free every Tuesday. And as our thank you for your donation, we give you bonus podcasts. Now Playing is 100% listener funded. We have no sponsors. We have no ads. We don't stop mid-podcast to talk about the Squatty Potty or anything else. And we're able to be completely truthful with our opinions about these movies because we're not beholden to anyone's payroll. We think of it like the PBS donation drives of old, where you used to support public broadcasting and they'd send you a tote bag or a water bottle or a t-shirt. But what we send is bonus podcasts, since we think what you like is hearing us do movie reviews, and that's why you'd support us. So we want to give you more of what you like, more bonus podcasts. And our focus this winter-spring donation drive has been all about animal attack movies. As Stuart mentioned, we already reviewed Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, starring Tippi Hedren, and then that sequel, The Birds 2, which also has Tippi Hedren in it, and that was the platinum level of our donation drive, which you can get for a donation of $35 or more using PayPal, using the button on our website at nowplayingpodcast.com/donate. And with a platinum donation, you'll get all of our animal attack reviews, including Roar, The Birds, the alligator movies, the Lake Placid movies, and the Anaconda movies. If $35 is a little high, and we completely get times are tough right now, things are being squeezed, everybody's raising prices, although Now Playing has not raised prices on its donation drives ever, but we have lower price tiers. If you just go gold for $25, you'll still get 13 bonus podcasts, the 2 alligator reviews, the 5 Lake Placid reviews, and the 6 Anaconda series reviews, including that reboot with Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Or, for a much smaller donation, just $10, you get the 6 Anaconda reviews, which does include the crossover with Lake Placid, the 1997 J-Lo original, and yes, that 2025 reboot. And if you want more podcasts and can go even higher, we do have some older donation drives we brought back. We have our Rager level, because of 28 years later, The Bone Temple, the best movie that did badly in theaters, in my opinion, this year. So you get 6 bonus reviews with that, the 5 28 blank later reviews, plus World War Z. And then because The Strangers Chapter 3 came out to no fanfare this year, completing Rennie Harlin's Strangers reboot trilogy, we have a level where you can get all 5 of our Strangers reviews. And then, because of 28 Days Later being a zombie film, we brought back some of our classic zombie movie reviews, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead series, and the spin-off parody series Return of the Living Dead. All of those are available depending on how much you donate to Now Playing, and you can find out all the details, prices, and tiers at nowplayingpodcast.com/donate. It is you who allows Now Playing Podcast to roar and keep on going week after week like we have, with this Tuesday's review of Masters of the Universe, then upcoming Marvel reviews like Agatha All Along and Spider-Man, Toy Story 5, and so many more, 100% made possible thanks to listeners like you who've donated to support us. But our donation drive is ending today, so if you want to hear all these reviews, including Roar, please donate and get almost 50 hours of bonus review content. Thank you for listening to Now Playing, whether you support us or not. We greatly appreciate everyone who chooses to spend their time listening to us talk about movies. And we will be back on Totally Free Tuesday, because we have the power to review Masters of the Universe. We'll talk to you then.
This has been a Venganza Media production. Copyright 2026. All rights reserved.